Hello, and welcome to another episode of Wheel of Horror, the podcast where two best friends spin a wheel once a week. It chooses the horror film and they discuss it. Today we're talking 1980s Terror Train, which was directed by Roger Spottiswoode. I'm your co-host, Alec.
And I'm Eric.
Happy New Year,
Oh
everybody.
man, made it.
Yeah, it's
You made it. I made it. Listeners made it. We made it.
yes, I
We
know it's
made
not
it.
technically, I don't think it's New Year's Eve yet. I think it is the Monday before. So, anyways, hopefully everybody has a good New Year. Hopefully you do your resolutions. Do you have any resolutions, Eric?
No, I haven't thought of them yet. I will.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think what mine's gonna be. I don't
Pay
know.
my phone bill on time. I don't know.
Last year I cut out peanut butter M&Ms, and I've stuck to that.
Eh,
I really haven't had any like this whole year. So I don't
They
know.
just fell all over the floor. I don't know if you just heard that.
Nah, I'm done with those, dog. I'm done with those. So I don't know. Maybe I'll find another thing to cut out. But anyways, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy everything. And now we're talking another New Year's horror film. This is Terror Train. So last year we did New Year's Evil, which was a horror New Year's film. Terror Train is another one, both from the early 80s. I think New Year's Evil was also maybe 80 or 81. I can't remember now, but it was definitely early.
Yeah,
And this one is Jamie Lee Curtis. That's fun, Eric.
that's
Hey,
cool. That's a scream queen for
I
sure.
know. Yeah.
It's missing. You know what it's missing, this movie? One thing. You know what it is?
Good
The,
score.
no, the rock song.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
From New Year's Evil. Didn't have that in this at all. That's what
New
this movie was missing.
I like New Year's Evil better than this. I'll just
I
say it
did
up
too,
top.
because of
I'll
the
just say it.
music.
That's not the only reason, but I did like the music is so good in New Year's Evil, and this was just kind of like disco-y kind of crap. But
Yeah.
yeah, this movie is decent. It's
It's okay.
decent.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
it's
It's a
it's
New Year's
okay.
movie. It's a New Year's horror movie. It's cool. And it
Yeah.
has David Copperfield. Oh God, did I just have a stroke? David Copperfield in it. Yeah.
It's 24 years old, so unexpected. I was like,
Hair.
what?
The
Yeah,
hair on
his
that guy.
hair looks like a Lego piece. It looks like you could just take
I
it
don't, was
all
it
off.
real? Yeah.
Yeah, it was,
It
but it
really
literally
did.
looked like you could just like remove it and then like a Lego. Like, yeah. So he's doing magic in this, like clearly before he's like huge, but he's, still good. And then, it was fun. It was fun to see him. And Jamie Lee Curtis. I didn't really recognize anybody else. I know the train conductor is a huge actor, but I had never Ben Johnson. He's like an award-winning Western actor. I think he won Best Actor for The Last Picture Show. Um, so he's
Last
he's
picture.
like,
Okay.
yeah, he's a real actor, but I didn't recognize him from anything um, specifically. But yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis obviously it was interesting to see her right after Halloween. This is the same year as The Fog and Prom Night, so it's like, okay, this is the horror. This is the
Yeah,
horror girl.
she's the horror girl. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like that, I can't think of any other actress that's been in three horror films in one year like that. But good for her.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so this movie, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of boring. Like it's a lot of just kind of going from room to room and talking and a lot of kind of unnecessary
But
things.
before let's do the stats quick so we
All
know
right.
like where we're at. So when did you think this movie would debut? We just did Silent Night, Deadly Night, and that movie came out in April, and it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
This movie, it's a New Year's movie. When do you think it would come out?
Should be December, but it's not.
Right, you think like right before New Year's. It came out October 3rd, 1980. So it's a Halloween film in some ways, probably because of Jamie Lee Curtis in the billing. So that's why they did it. It's an hour 36. And like you said, it's boring at times, but it's only an hour and a half, an hour 36.
Yeah.
Its budget 2.7 million, way more than the last movie we just talked about, Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. But that's probably because it got Jamie Lee Curtis in it and the Oscar-winning actor, award-winning actor you just mentioned. It made money. It made $8 million, so four times the budget, three times the budget. Rotten Critics 44, Rotten Audience 37. Wanted to start with that so we can kind of say like this is the movie we're looking at.
Yeah, it's kind of like I'd say it's like a C. It's like a middle of the
Yeah.
road. Like, it's not horrible, but it's not great either. Like the villain's not that memorable. There's no great score. There's not like any. particularly great deaths.
There's a twist at the end, but is it like I kind of called that twist.
I called, yeah, I watched this with my girlfriend. You can ask her. I called
Yeah,
that so far in advance. Like
yeah,
the first time, we're gonna ruin the movie, obviously, but the first time you see the assistant, I'm like, and he's in a dress, and he's
it's
got long hair.
off,
I'm like, is that a
off.
man? And she's
Yeah,
like, I think that is a man. And I was like, yeah. And so immediately I was like, okay, what's up? But here's the thing that caught me off guard even before that, dude. Basically, the opening scene. We'll go through the movie first, but the first scene.
Mm,
He's what? He's
okay.
wearing a ring.
No, there's a scene where she or he dressed as a woman
Yeah.
is attacking someone at the end,
Oh
and you
yeah.
see nails.
Yeah. No. No. No.
It's so easily, yeah,
No,
definitely.
I caught it like within the first 3 minutes of the movie, dude. So here's the thing. I don't know if this is 100% accurate. Maybe it was just the 80s and this is what underwear looked like. I don't know. But when that guy goes upstairs, Kenny in the beginning, he goes upstairs and about to get tricked by Jamie Lee Curtis or whatever. When he takes his under or when he takes his pants off, I said to my girlfriend, I was just like, is he wearing women's underwear? And she's like, no, I don't think so. And I was like, it kind of looks like women's underwear. And she's like, no, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't. I don't think so. So that immediately got my head thinking, like, is this
I thought it was
guy?
like tidy whities. Not if I'm thinking back
I
to it,
don't.
but
Maybe I'm wrong. They just looked a little bit like like women's panties to
okay.
me. Maybe I don't know.
I just thought it was the 80s. I didn't like.
Maybe I'm totally off base here, but I was like, that looks a little feminine to me. But anyways, so that was the first thing I was like, okay. And then then I saw the guy and his arms were kind of more muscular and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and I was just like, okay, I think that's the killer. I think it's gonna be him. So yeah, so I sniffed that out pretty early, but then by the end I was like, of course, it's him. Who else would it be?
But there was a part where there's like it's the magician, it's David
Yeah,
Copperfield,
yeah,
and they leaned into that. I'm like, no, it's not though, because it doesn't look anything like Kenny, you know,
yeah.
or
So
whatever the killer. It was a Kenny.
it's
I forgot
Kenny's.
the name of the.
Yeah, his name is Kenny's the
Yeah,
killer. But here's the thing that's even crazier to me. So I don't want to jump too far ahead, but
let's just
basically,
go through the plot. Let's go through the plot.
all
So
right, we'll get to this point. But yeah, it's insane. So the movie starts off. It's freshman year of a college, and it's like a frat.
fraternity hazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fraternity party, and the freshmen they're gonna play a trick on one of the freshmen. So they're pre-med students, so they have access to like cadavers and stuff like that. So they send this guy Kenny up to meet with Jamie Lee Curtis because like he thinks he's gonna get laid or whatever. And then when he goes to kiss Jamie Lee Curtis, it ends up being a dead woman's body, her corpse or whatever. And he freaks out, and he has
Oh,
like,
he doesn't. He has a crash out, dude.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
full mental breakdown.
Yeah,
Like
and he spirals like in place. Everyone's laughing at him, and he freaks out. And then it cuts to 3 years later, basically. And we're now at their graduation party, sort of. It's like a New Year's party for the fraternity. They're like, we're graduating. Let's have a big party. This is gonna be the best one, the last
there's
one. We
blow
got
up
this.
dolls everywhere. There's
Yeah,
funnels. There's beer, and
yeah.
it's oh boy, this is gonna be a bad train ride.
So they're
No
going.
one's gonna like this.
So the fraternity rented the train, and they make it clear there's no communication on the train. They can't call anybody for help or whatever. So it's just like I think they're in Canada, I think, and they're going across quite overnight to a city.
The
Um,
Patrick Swayze Express.
yeah,
Remember that from
basically. Yeah.
Trailer Park?
Trailer Park Boys. Yeah. So they're getting drunk on this train. It's a big frat party. But the movie starts off, or not the movie, the party scene starts off with everybody getting on the train, and there's just one annoying guy dressed as Groucho Marx, and he gets stabbed, and then his body is left on the train tracks, and it gets hit and run over, and the killer steals his outfit and gets on the train, and now it's just, oh no, the
It's a
killer's
free
on
for all.
there.
They're trapped on the train. And the train was like very like not on the ground a lot. It was always going over a bridge. It felt like, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there were some cool like exterior shots of the train and stuff like that. But here's the thing: I know people are like, "Oh, if there's something on the track, like it won't derail it because it's moving so fast." Can it run over a full human
Oh
body,
yeah.
like
Oh
but
yeah. Oh
as
yeah.
it's taking off, like not already in
Yeah.
motion? All right,
Yeah.
I thought that might mess it up, but
Not a problem.
all
Not a
right,
problem
I don't
for a
know.
train.
But yeah, so it crushes this guy's body. Of course, it doesn't show it because it's like, why not show
We ain't got
that?
no budget. We ain't got no budget
Fucking
to do
so
that.
stupid. So
We
yeah,
can buy cadavers, but we can't do that. Yeah.
yeah, so they're like fill in the blank, but it ran over his body. You're like, okay. And then yeah, like it's just kind of a lot of like arguing, like, you said you came up with this party and Jamie Lee Curtis is mad at you now. And then there's the two guys like Doc and I can't remember the other guy. And it's like it's ambiguous if they're in like a relationship and everybody's like cheating on each other and just like
They're
pissy with each
fighting,
other.
like, why won't you have sex with me? There's
Yeah,
that.
it's
There's
annoying.
like, and there's a magician, David Copperfield.
Right.
He's on the train for entertainment.
And they say like nobody hired the magician. Like, what's he doing here?
He's part of the train, the drunk train experience, though.
Yeah, but nobody knows who hired him and stuff like that. And yeah, so everybody it's so that's the thing. I didn't love the characters in this movie because I just felt like everybody was constantly just like pissed at each other and I was like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, they
Uh,
just seem like drunk college kids, and you're not like, I'm not rooting for anyone. However, you do root for Jamie Lee Curtis for a little bit because you do feel like when they did the prank on Kenny, even though she was involved, right?
yeah.
She didn't know it was going to be this
Yes,
severe.
she did. No, this is the thing, dude. The same thing. She's just like, I didn't know these things. Yes, you did, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah,
What was the prank if not that? The prank was what? He walks in there and then you kiss him? What's the prank? You knew a prank was happening. So she knew,
they used her to like get him in there
but
because
she
she didn't
didn't
know
know.
about the dead body. I don't think she'd be on board if there was a
So
dead
what was
body.
the prank in her mind then?
Like minor hazing, but that's
That's
never how it
that's
goes. Yeah.
vague. That doesn't that's no. There
Sure.
had
And so she's deserved to be on this train with the
She should
killer
have
too.
said, what are you doing for this prank? Like, what is the joke here?" And then he's like, "Oh, well, we won't tell you." It's like, well, then I'm not going to do it. It's like if they, she
We're
just
gonna throw
blindly.
glitter on him. Like they could have said anything
Well,
to her
then
to like get her
then
to do it.
she should have said that to them. It's like you lied to me and you said we were going to do this, and then you whipped out a dead body. That didn't happen. So
Yeah, and
she's
she's still with
acting.
the guy, right?
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of I don't know. I didn't
So
love
she's at
that.
fault, 100%
Yeah,
at
they try to
fault.
make her out to be innocent. I'm like, no, she's
Yeah,
not.
but they do that. They try to make her seem like she's the innocent one. It's like she is not fucking innocent.
No, no. They needed to add a line where she also was tricked and but it's like no,
Yeah.
she wasn't. Yeah, so then the killer finds this one guy who's dressed as a lizard. Oh yeah, also, really quick, everybody's dressed up in costumes for some reason. I don't know. That's not a New Year's thing that I knew of, but it's like a
Well, that's
Halloween
probably
party.
another reason why it came out October 3rd,
Yeah,
maybe.
it's like a Halloween New Year's party. So everybody's dressed up. So there's one guy dressed up as a lizard, and the killer lures him into the bathroom, and he's like, "Hey, I got like scotch," and he's like, "I like scotch," and he goes in the bathroom and then
She was-
smashes his head into the mirror and kills him. Um, so bodies are dropping now. The train conductor is kind of just like there. Most of his scenes are just like complaining about how trains aren't doing well and like his RV
Yeah.
business. None of this matters. But anyway, so that scene. All these conversations are happening that nothing amounts to anything.
Yeah, it's definitely like how much time's left? A little bit, like an hour left. Okay, all right, let's
Yeah,
go.
like I liked the actor, but I was just like they didn't know what to do with this guy. So
It's filler. It was filler. It was
yeah.
filler for the movie.
He's
Yeah.
like, I own an RV business, not doing well. How many malls do they build next to train tracks? Just like weird stuff, and none of it matters. So then so the lizard guy is dead. There's a magician on board, David Copperfield, who's doing magic shows, but everybody's like a little weary of him. But he's got a crush on Jamie Lee Curtis, so he's
He starts
always
wooing her with magic.
yeah, so he's always
Yeah.
staring at her. And David Copperfield has his assistant, and it's apparently a woman, and she's part of the show and doing all these fun tricks with him, and everybody's just getting drunk and watching the show and all this stuff.
I mean, if you're drunk with magic, I mean,
It's fun.
it
No,
goes
yeah,
well. It
I like
goes
magic.
well.
Magic's cool, but the thing, the thing I guess we'll get to now. The thing I was going to mention earlier in the movie if you watch the movie a second time, and I didn't, but now like the whole time I was thinking, like, okay, if the killer is David Copperfield's assistant, David Copperfield wasn't in on this, I don't think, because he gets killed in the end, and there's never a scene of him being like, I told you I'd help you, and blah, blah, blah. Like, we just find his body. So, what we're supposed to believe is Kenny went insane, okay, and then spent 3 years learning magic and being a magic's assistant, all this. Oh, I know he was already in Magic Club. I know that. I know. He's already in Magic Club. But he had to convince David Copperfield, hey, I want to be your assistant. We're gonna go do this show on this train in 3 years, and I'm gonna keep sneaking away while you're doing your tricks and murdering people. Like that's what we're supposed to believe. David
But
Copperfield.
it's like he has an assistant who probably is doing it at no cost, probably doing extra work to trick him into like getting on this
I'm
train.
saying there's an easier way to do this than like to become a magician's assistant, get this gig specifically, and also unless David Copperfield is in on it, which I don't think he is because he gets murdered by him in the end. That would mean he's just like, hey, where were you? I needed you for that trick. He's like, oh, sorry, I was smashing Lizard Face's guy into the mirror and killing him. Like, sorry, like I'm back now. It's like I don't know. There's some weird plot
Yeah, and why
holes.
3 years later? Why not like a month later? There's a
Whenever
lot,
he got
but
out of the asylum or wherever he was in, just like go get a gun. I don't know. Like why this whole thing? Like, I don't know. I just don't understand.
Jesus,
Why is it
go get
like
a
this?
gun. Go get a gun.
I
Why?
don't know.
Yeah.
It's such an elaborate thing that so many things have to go right for him to do something so straightforward. So I don't know. Um, but anyway, so that's the thing. The David Copperfield character, it's like, is he paying attention to where his assistant is? Does he know his assistant's a man? Like what is going on? Like so yeah. Anyways, so Lizard Guy's dead. So we have the first murder. The conductor finds the body, and he's like, Jesus Christ, these kids are out of control. They're killing each
I know that scene was
other.
nuts. It's like immediately call the cops, immediately stop the train. Like,
Well, they
but they
can't call the
can't.
cops. They can't call the cops.
They're in the
So
middle of nowhere. They're on the
yeah,
tracks.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they are kind of stranded, but he just like goes and starts like drinking like out of like a coffee cup. He's like drinking scotch, and he's like, these kids are out of control. And then he's like, they're killing each other
That's
back
one
there.
way, like, hey, also, by the way, your conductor was driving a train under the influence and people were getting killed. So that's not good for the news if he continues to drink. He should be like when he sees a dead body driving a train, like, oh shit, I gotta sober up. Instead, he's like, nah, the
Yeah.
RV business isn't doing good. Like,
I mean, it's 1980. They probably
no,
would have
it's
been like, "Sir," he's like,
insane.
I'm a World War II vet. You're gonna arrest me." Like it'll
It's
probably be
like
like,
you're under the influence with all these children, murders happened, and you're driving a train over.
Eric, you're thinking way too 2025. In 1980, they would just been like, "It's all right, sir. He had a couple drinks." Like no,
Ah,
nobody. They probably wouldn't have gave him shit back then. But you're
it's
right.
nuts.
That's the right thing to do is to not be drinking in the situation. But yeah. So then he brings back one of his other employees. He's like, "Let's go look at the body," and then somehow the killer cleans up the whole mess, gets in the costume of the dead lizard guy, and then pretends he's alive, but he's drunk. And he's just like, oh, damn, these kids are
Say, oh,
just.
everything's fine. Nothing
Yeah.
happened.
So now they're not worried about it. And it's like, okay. Jamie Lee Curtis and her boyfriend, everybody's still arguing. A bunch of people start like cheating on each other, having sex and stuff. And then the killer strikes again. And the killer kills
The
the
girl
main,
or the
yeah,
boy?
Mitchie, the girl
Yeah.
Mitchie. It's Doc's girlfriend. So Doc's girlfriend is going to have sex with the lizard guy, but the lizard guy is the killer now. So the
Dun, dun,
killer
dun. Dun, dun, dun.
kills the girlfriend, and then they finally find this girl's body. So they're like, okay, we all find there is a killer on the train now. Everybody's aware of it now.
You didn't clean this one up in time.
Yeah. So now everybody's just running around being like, all right, where's the killer? Where's the killer? I can't remember who gets killed next,
I think,
but
isn't there like a fucking magic show next? Did they do the magic show yet?
I think while
In
the
between
the
stuff?
murder, it's cutting back and forth a lot. So yeah, the magic show is probably
And they're
right
all like
before
sitting
this.
crisscross applesauce in like in like one of the train like areas. He's doing magic. It's like what is this
Yeah.
New Year's like train party?
And the tricks were good, but the thing is like it's a movie, so they can cut like whatever wherever they want. So it's like not as impressive to watch magic in a movie, I guess, but I don't know. But yeah, so
Well,
I
we
mean,
know it's fake magic because we've already seen some props and stuff. So it's like
well, here's
it's
the
not
thing. There's the
it's
one
not
scene where
magic.
he disappears and his assistant is the one that appears in front of him. There's people behind him. There's no way you
Yeah.
could do that at a magic show.
Yeah,
It's like,
that was a yeah, that was not
and
magic.
then okay, so this is the guy that gets killed next. Now I remember. So you're right. They're watching the magic show. Doc is watching the magic show with the other lead male
Hmm.
actor, and they're both like making fun of it. They're like, "This show sucks" or whatever. And then literally, like when the conductor he pulls the brake during the
Hmm.
magic show, and then all of a sudden that other guy is dead. And you're like, how did he die? He didn't, there's no wound. He's just got like, he's got blood like on his chest, but there's not a wound. And Doc is like, no. And he picks him up and brings him into the other room and he's dead. And you're like, when did this happen? Who
Off
stabbed
screen,
him?
off screen, I guess. Yeah.
So stupid. So that I hated that because you're like, I don't know who's the killer now because you this whatever. Yeah. So Doc's all pissed off because this guy's dead. His girlfriend's dead now. Jamie Lee Curtis and him are arguing. He takes, oh, they go outside for a second because the train like stops and they go outside and they're like talking for a little while.
Well, they talk about like Kenny, it's Kenny, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they're
Hmm.
all like bundled up in the cold as they're like searching the train. And
Yeah. And they finally figure out because they find like, I don't know if it's
no,
like
no,
a
no, no, but
yearbook.
everyone's waiting outside. Remember, everyone's waiting outside. And what
Yeah,
do Jamie Lee Curtis and the guy do? It's like instead of being surrounded by other people and
yeah,
witnesses, let's go back on the train by
yeah.
ourselves. And it's like that's the last thing you want to do.
And I think that's when they find out that Kenny was into
They
magic.
they go back to the yearbook, right?
Yeah,
And they
yeah,
see that oh, Kenny was magic, so it must be
yeah,
the fucking David Copperfield, which is like they don't unless he got like worlds of plastic surgery. That
yeah.
is not the same person.
Right, right. Yeah, they're not the same height. They're not the same person.
Not no,
So,
the height,
like
nothing
anything.
is the
Yeah.
same. Yeah,
So yeah, so that's the thing. It doesn't make sense. But um yeah, so the killer is the David Copperfield's assistant. That is Kenny, but he's dressed as a woman,
and
which
we don't know that yet, but we're like, it's
yeah.
not David Copperfield. Like,
Yeah, yeah. So that was the thing. It's like, who is it going to be? But then there was this, yeah. So then Jamie Lee Curtis and Doc are on the train. They're finding all this stuff. Then everybody gets back on the train and starts to take off again. And Doc and Jamie Lee Curtis get in a fight. And Jamie Lee Curtis is like, get away from me. And she like leaves. Doc's by himself in the room. And he's like, all right, I bet she's around here or whatever. Or I bet the killer's here. And then the killer is you see a woman's hand
yes,
grab his hand under
that's
his
when I was
chest
like, yep, yeah,
and
exactly.
then slice his throat or cut his head off or whatever. And
Off
then,
screen.
yeah, of course. That was the thing about this movie. There's no, you don't see anything. So it's
Yeah.
like, that's why Friday the 13th did so well because you see Kevin Bacon get the thing through his neck. You see the girl get her neck sliced. Like that stood out. This movie was like every kill was off screen.
Everything's like, ah, and then it cuts. Yeah.
It was too much. There's nothing memorable in this movie. So yeah, so now Doc is dead. Jamie Lee Curtis is still alive. David Copperfield has a crush on Jamie Lee Curtis, but he's kind of nowhere to be found. He is dead, but we don't know that yet. Um, and Jamie Lee Curtis kind of gets in like a final girl chase
Yeah, she
showdown.
finds Doc dead, and then
Yeah,
the
yeah.
killer, well, no, it's the other conductor, right? She thinks it's the conductor. She goes to talk to him, and then it's the reveal, right?
Well, no, there's the whole scene of her like with the show, like fighting him and
Oh, right.
stabbing
That
him and all
happens
this stuff.
first. And she kicks him off the train somehow, but he
No,
doesn't fall
so
off the train. He holds on.
yeah, so she locks herself in like a gated area and he's coming at her breaking the lights and he's breaking down the door or whatever. She takes a receipt like one of the spikes that you put
Oh,
receipts
that was
on.
probably the one of the better scenes in the movie
That
too.
would
I was like,
absolutely kill this guy. But yeah, stabs him in like the neck or the head. I don't even
I
know,
think
but
it was like the
somewhere.
side of the temple or
Yeah,
something.
he's dead after that. But he gets stabbed with that and then she kicks him off the train, but he like of
He
course
holds
he's like,
onto the
yeah.
handle,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
she's like, "I'm gonna immediately go to bed," right?
Yeah, they're like, here's a dirty pillow, miss. We ain't got no pillowcases. Here's some dirty blanket. And it's like, go take a nap. She's like, I'm not going to bed. Like I'm too
These
jacked up.
these blankets stink. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
no, but she
So,
literally does though. She goes to bed. She's
huh.
like cuddling up again, and then he's like climbing through the wind, like you see him outside the train in the window. Remember?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then
It's
she goes outside to like, she's like, I thought I heard something. And she goes to check out, and that the same like train employee is standing there with a friggin' sword stabbed through him, and he's like dead. She's like, no. And then he comes out, and they have another little battle or whatever. Oh no, no, now
no, that was
she,
the reveal with the conductor.
yeah,
So there's someone
yeah,
dressed as a conductor, and she's like, "Oh,
yeah,
thank God!" And she sits down, and
yeah.
then he like puts his head up, but it was like a weird see-through mask,
He's
right?
wearing like yeah, it's like a plastic mask so you can see. They're almost like a basketball like facial
Yeah.
gear or something like that. Takes it off and then takes his hair out and it's a wig.
And he's like,
And
it was the magician assistant,
yeah,
Alec.
yeah, I know,
And then
I'm
he
like
takes the wig off, and it's like, oh, that's Kenny.
yeah. So the thing, another fucking thing that sucks about this movie is like you don't get this like not like monologue, but like at least an explanation for like he's like you did this to me. Like there was no back and forth. It was basically just like oh it's you, and then he's like kiss me, like he's trying to
And she
replicate.
does. She
Yeah,
kisses him.
and then he snaps again, and he's just like ah. and spinning around in circles, and then the conductor comes out and
with
smacks
a
him with a
shovel.
shovel, right? And this was my favorite part of the movie. I laughed at this so hard. The body falls off a bridge, like, falls in the water. They stay on that for like 4 minutes, basically, just like
Yeah.
following the body down the river. It
And
like hits a
that's
piece.
not a stunt man. That's like just a
It's a
piece of
dummy.
body.
It's a
It's a
dummy.
dummy. Yeah,
And
it's a
and
dummy.
then it like hits a piece of ice, and then it like gets stuck, and then like goes under the ice, and then comes, and they're still filming the whole thing. They're like, people
Shit,
need
shit,
to see
shit. Come on, come
this.
on, come on, come on. Please, please go through the ice. Go
Yeah,
through the
and they're
ice.
like, people need to see this, and they just keep going. You're like, okay, we get it. Like he's dead. Okay, okay,
Well,
he's
also
been
when he
lost.
fell out of the train, the dummy like hits a piece of ice too,
Yeah,
which is
yeah. I was like,
great.
whoosh, like really hard, and you're just
So
like,
that shot was good. They lucked out there because that looked like dead hitting the ice and then
yeah.
into the water. So that was a good shot,
And
honestly.
and then the next shot is just the train like going the distance, and there's no like the conductor like it's okay, you're safe, or like what? Who was that guy?
He's
Like
drunk. That
nothing.
guy's fucking hammered.
But there's no like, oh my God, it was Kenny or like
She's
anything
the
like
only
that.
one left that would know that.
Oh,
All the other ones are dead from the fraternity.
I just wanted one moment of just like, yeah, we played this prank on him and that, and like, I don't know, anything to just like justify the last 90 minutes of the movie and not just like, yeah, it was this guy because he was pissed. And you're like,
Yeah, there
damn
was
it.
none of that. It was like, what was the last shot? Or like, it was just the
It was a
train
train.
going.
It was his body falls, hits the ice, goes down the river for 4 minutes, cuts up to the train. It's over. The last time you see Jamie Lee Curtis is when she hits him with a shovel, and then it's just like okay. And then there's no. I think they remade this. I think.
Imagine she's like sitting on the ground crying, and she's like, "Was it the magician's assistant?" And like the drunk train conductor's like, "As a matter of fact, it was."
Yeah, yeah. I say that's the thing. I would be okay with that. Okay, so Terror Train inspired a remake in 2022, which was then followed by a sequel that same year. Okay. Whoa.
Jeez,
All right.
running out of ideas, Hollywood.
I know they're remaking Terror Train. I didn't even realize they did that. So
That's
that's
why I asked you. I was like, "Which one are we watching?" You're like, "What do you mean? What one? We're watching
no,
the
no. I
one."
I texted you and I was just like, "Hey, did you
No,
watch?
but
Did
I
you watch
asked
that?"
you, "Is it Terror Train 1980?" You're like, yes,
Yeah.
just making sure. Terror Train 1980, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like of all the Jamie Lee Curtis movies I've seen in this era, I think this is my least favorite. I think
Yeah, Prom Night is 100% better than this.
Fog is better than this.
Fog is way better than this.
Obviously, Halloween and Halloween 2 are better than this. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of
Yeah.
any off the top of my head. I'm gonna have to go back, but yeah, no. But
Yeah.
it's kind of cool though that she did three, would you say three horror films in like a
In this
year?
year, and then the following year was Halloween 2. So she was just like
She was
off.
like, I'm making a name for myself in horror.
Yeah, yeah. So, it's not the worst movie in the world, but it's like
Yeah, give it a watch.
you can see why other horror films like slashers of the time did better. Like this one doesn't have a memorable like costume. It doesn't have like a really good like origin story
Well,
for
because
the
the
character.
costumes change constantly
And
too.
that sucks. Okay,
Yeah.
like that's not a terrible idea in theory. It's like he takes on the costume of the person he kills basically, but I don't know. I just Michael
Eh,
Myers, it's scary because you always know what he. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it would be interesting.
eh,
Whatever.
eh.
New Year's Evil's better. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah. If this movie had a cool like rock song like New Year's Evil, maybe gain like a two more points.
Like
But
Terror Train. It's the same song, but just
train, the
Terror
train
Train is
won't
on.
stop.
Yeah. But and then we should cover Train to Busan. That's that I think it's Korean about the zombies on the train. Like
Yeah, I heard
that.
about that one. I heard that one's
Yeah.
good.
We should do
Okay.
that because I don't know. Train is kind of a cool idea,
What was
but
that foreign zombie movie we watched? What was that one? It was like a reporter who's like
oh, Wreck? Yeah, Wreck.
was a wreck.
Yeah.
God damn, I was thinking about that the other day. What a
Yeah.
good movie.
Oh
What
yeah,
a
that's
good movie.
yeah, no, that's a
Yeah.
great one. That's found footage, um but another thing about this movie that like the setting is interesting too because yeah, it's 1980, there's no cell phones. They already say like hey, our communication we can't connect to anybody, so what we got what we got.
Hmm.
But it also takes place I think in Toronto. I'm pretty sure it's Toronto and it's in the winter. So it's like
Almost be
okay,
freezing then.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like if this took place in like Alabama in the summer, I'd be like, dude, just jump off the fucking train. Like, but you're in the middle of like a frozen
You're gonna freeze
tundra.
to death if you jump
Yeah,
off.
so
Yeah.
you can't jump off. There's no
Which is probably
communication.
why they brought everyone back on the train too at that one scene. It's like either
Yep.
they're gonna freeze to death or get killed.
Hmm.
So yeah, good point. Good point.
Look, I kind of like that, but overall, yeah, it's meh. It's fine. It's
It's
not
meh.
good. It's
It's
not
meh.
bad. It's whatever. But anyways, that's it. That's it for Wheel of Horror 2025. Bum, bum, bum. That's
5 years. 5 years plus, man.
That's
That's great.
crazy. Damn, 2026 is going to be our 500th episode. That's coming up in a couple months.
It's gonna be
And
a good year. It's gonna be a good year for Wheel of
yeah,
Horror.
yeah, scroll no
Big year.
more. They're helping us out. They're helping us out. We got a lot of good stuff coming out. So,
And let's
um,
talk about our next wheel, our first one of 2026.
yeah, so we did a little poll on TikTok and we got a lot of great suggestions. So we chose Ravenous. That's going to
Mm.
be from 1999. That'll be the first movie of the year. And we have our guest, Practical Practitioner. I think his name is Josh. That's all I know. We've never met him, we've never spoken to him, but he made a suggestion. We looked at it and we chose him. So we're kind of excited to see how that goes. And that'll be the first episode we cover next Monday. So it'll be the first episode of 2026. So
Awesome. Awesome.
get ready. But yeah, but thank you everybody for listening in this year. And we hope you enjoyed growing with us. It's been our best year yet. So that's cool.
Hands down our
Yeah.
best year yet. And happy, healthy New Year, everyone. For real.
Yeah. So, all right, everybody. Thank you very much for listening into our discussion on Terror Train. And we'll see you next week with
See you
Ravenous.
next year.
Oh, right, next year. Yeah.
Woo!